morning and welcome to Pymp-in-Divinity. And today's topic is going to be haters, players, and naysayers. Why? Because there's always someone working against you, right? Whether they're hating on you and your actions, right? Whether they're playing their role as I'm gonna say quote unquote the devil, or naysayers if they are trying to talk you out of your path or your goals or where it is that you want to be in life, right? So we have 5 questions, but um, depending on where spirit takes us is where we're going. So enjoy the ride, right? So our first question, and of course we always put information backing up what we're saying, so you can always go and research for yourself. I suggest you research for yourself, right? Because it's always better to know, which is faith, instead of hoping, which is just believing. And if you spell it out, that little word in the middle of it, which is lie, right? So you have knowing, which is faith, is the truth, and believing, which is hoping, which is the lie, right? And anyone that knows where you live on a planet of duality, up, down, in, out, left, right, wrong, etc. Man, woman. So that's how we're going to begin this. Ready? And here we go. First question, please.
The first question is, how does the acceptance of negative energy within your aura affect your growth?
Negative energy within your aura. Okay. Planting seeds, right? Because we all plant seeds, whether good seeds, bad seeds, whether they fall on fertile ground, concrete, or picked up by crows or birds or whatever and taken wherever. So if you're around a bunch of negative energy, then those, if you're not mentally, spiritually, emotionally strong enough, will affect you, right? So you can be around a group of people that call you beautiful every day for 30 years, right? And the seed that is planted is you're beautiful, and you will feel that way. But if you are around a bunch of people that are continuously telling you what you can't do, what you won't do, how it's not going to work out for you, then those are also seeds that are planted. And most people don't realize that the ones that are planting those seeds could be one of many avenues of negativity: haters, players, or naysayers, right? So that's how it affects your energy. Whatever you are around, like attracts like, that is what you will become. Not saying that if you are around, um, everybody has their own choices, their own free will. And again, if you're not mentally strong enough, then you will fall victim to those who are trying to pull you down. The crabs in a bucket mentality. That's what it is. Unless you're strong enough to be like, you know what? Nah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not. That's not what. Are you a leader or a follower? Right? Leaders can say, nah, that's not what I'm doing. That's not the direction I want to go. Followers will follow what you're saying. Again, decisions, choices. It's all up to you. Next question.
Okay. I wrote these in order, but I'm not going to speak it in order because that's just not what I feel. So the second question will be, how do you heal any negative energy within yourself?
It all starts with you, right? And again, in order to be able to heal that, you have to pay attention to who you are around, because a lot of people don't want to see you doing better than them, right? So the first step is spending time with yourself, right? So how do you learn yourself unless you spend time with yourself? Because if you don't, then you're taking on those energies of other people who are trying to project themselves onto you. So you can't heal the hurt energy or the wounded energy within you if you're continuously around that energy. So say for instance you're trying to stop smoking, right? Would it benefit you or would it work against you being around others who still smoke? Right? So the first step is admitting you have an issue. right? Because when you admit that you have that issue, you can work to correct it. So if I'm a smoker and I want to quit smoking, my first step would be to separate myself from those who smoke. Not saying that I can't, once I'm strong enough, go back into, especially if they're friends of yours or they're real close to you or you feel some type of connection with them. But you just have to know when you need to withdraw yourself in order to heal yourself, right? Because you have to love yourself first in order to be available to love others, right? So if you're around individuals wounded, like your inner self is wounded, what are you pulling from to help others, right? Because you're hurting yourself. And I say all the time, hurting people hurt people. So if you're hurting on the inside, you being around other people, you're gonna hurt them. Not intentionally, because a lot of us don't realize that we're hurting others, because we don't recognize that we're hurt ourselves. So the first step of I guess healing yourself is admitting that you're hurting, right? And you will know when you're hurting based off of how you feel. That's your intuition. That's your inner guide, your inner wisdom, your inner self telling you, something's not right. Your feelings are showing you something's not right. Right? So once you acknowledge the fact that you feel that way, you start trying to figure out why. Ask yourself why. They don't want people asking questions. But if you don't ask questions, how will you ever find the answer? So you start asking questions. Why? Why do I feel that way? And once you figure out why I feel that way, you start figuring out why do I allow myself to continuously go down that path? What is it that I need to correct to stop that? Right? Did that answer your question? Or did I veer off?
No.
I tend to do that. If I veer off, rope me in. It's only two people that can kind of rope me in. It's you and the other one.
Honestly, you answered all of my questions in the two questions that I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
interesting.
Unless you want me to re-ask a question that you've already answered, which
I'm curious on what the questions were, though. Since
okay, so next question. How do you see and or know negative energy for what it is if living in denial?
Got you. You feel it, right? A lot of us ignore our feelings, right? And ignoring your feeling is ignoring your intuition. We are all animalistic beings, right? So you know how you still have the wolf and the sheep and the cow, and they always have. You ever hear that? You feel the hair standing up on the back of your neck. That's your inner intuition. That's your animalistic nature, right? That's your. I don't want to say your ego side because it's not technically. Well, it all works together to benefit the whole. But once you shut down those inner instincts, why you look at me like that? You're gonna do what? When you shut down your inner instincts of following your feelings of how you feel, then that's your downfall, right? If you are invited someplace and it's something that you're like, I just don't feel like going. I just don't feel like I want to be around those certain people. I just don't feel like I want to entertain, but then you have, again, haters, players, and naysayers. And just go ahead and go. Just come on and listen. We could do this and we could do that. That's planting a seed. You're going against what you feel to entertain other people, right? Now you're ignoring your inner self of what you want to do to please other people. And that's your first step of going wrong because you're supposed to follow your own personal inner guidance.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, next question. And this one isn't written down, so give me a second to put it into words. How do you balance your intelligence with your emotions? If you feel one way about something, but your mind is telling you otherwise for your own benefit.
Then you need to go to the foundation of what it is. And I say that as, right, because your foundation are your building blocks, right? So what are you building it off of? Are you building it off of egotistical, thoughts, lust, envy, jealousy, greed, I want, I want, I want, right? Versus your emotional well-being. I need to feel safe. I need to feel appreciated. I need to feel abundant. It's following the God in you based off of your emotion, the energy that is manifesting within you, right? But if you're going it based off of an egotistical standpoint, it will always lead you down the road. Now, I'm not saying don't take your ego with you, right? Because again, you need your ego and your intuition to balance it out. But I say all the time, when making decisions, you make sure it's a balanced decision. A, is it in tune with how you feel, right? And then B, does it make sense? Does it make sense in a beneficial for all and not making sense and just the benefiting me, right? So it's like, for instance, me going to the grocery store, right? I feel like I want stuffed peppers for dinner, right? But my mind is telling me not everybody eats those anyway. So would I be going to the store for my own personal well-being? Because, I'm supposed to be making dinner for everybody, but not everybody's going to eat it. Or am I incorporating just self, right? Is it selfish reason why I'm going? Or is it me going to benefit everyone else, right? Just because I feel like that's what I want, is it beneficial for all included in the household? Now think about that. What would it be? Why?
Because that's not what everyone wants. That's what you want.
Right, but I'm following my inner. It doesn't matter what anybody else wants. I want to.
But if you don't incorporate everyone in what it is that you are doing in your foundation, then the foundation's going to fall.
And guess what? It's going to fall. I'm going to waste all that time and effort going to the store to get ingredients for stuffed peppers because I want them. And then I make them. I'm the only one that eats them. Now I have a whole bunch of wasted food. So in the end, who did it benefit? Because now I have an issue because I made all of this stuff and nobody else ate it.
Right.
But I knew off top because my mind told me nobody else was going to eat it. But my feeling, because I wanted it, now what?
Now no one wins because you have...
I personally won because now I'm full.
Yes, but you also have a bunch of wasted ingredients that you spent your time on preparing.
But if I would have took the time and said, you know what, I want peppers, but I know my kids aren't going to eat it. But I know my kids will eat tacos. So now I go to the store getting the ingredients for me and my peppers, but also using that same ground beef, buying enough of it to make my kids tacos. And then I come and then now I'm satisfied and my kids are satisfied and everybody wins. Why? Because I followed my feelings, but I also put some thought into it. Right? Instead of just following my feelings by itself, and then I had a whole bunch of wasted food that not everybody would have ate, or just putting my thought into it that ain't nobody gonna eat it. So then now I suffer because now I don't have, I'm not satisfied. But if I combine both together, now everybody wins as a whole. No wasted food because they're gonna tear them tacos up, and I'm gonna tear them peppers up.
FYI, we like food. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah. I'm gonna make peppers when this is over. I meant to do it last night, but see, I put some thought into it. Then me and her eat the peppers. My other two aren't gonna eat the peppers, but they'll tear up some tacos. So that's what the goal was. But then I fell asleep because I was washing my hair. But I'm gonna do it today. Right.
Like I said, I believe you answered all the questions. So, would you like me to continue? or
You don't have to unless you can think of something like right off the top.
let me think.
Well, while you're thinking, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. So, like I said in the live that I posted on Facebook, if you have any questions that you would like a reply to or an answer to, please feel free to either email the address that is below. You can also leave a comment on the Facebook page, which is Pymp-in-Divinity. I'll also attach that below. And those are how I'm going to answer the question. I turn the comments off because I'm not in the mood for the negativity, and I'm not I don't like leaving open-ended questions. So if somebody goes against what I'm saying, of course, without doing the information or doing the research that they've done for themselves, I don't like that negativity or planting seeds with no what's the word I'm looking
Soil.
for? There you go. Or trying to throw people off. So I'm not about to waste my energy, spread my energy all around trying to reply to those comments and everything. I don't have moderators. We're not going there. So I'm just going to turn them comments off. Like I said, if you want to leave a question or you want to ask a question or a response or whatever, you can email. Maybe I'll get to it. No, I'm not going to say maybe I'll get to it. I'll look at it. But if it's not worth it, then I can just straight delete it. Or you can go to the Facebook page and follow there, and you can see whenever I post new videos, or you can just subscribe to the channel. Either way, thank you for your time and your energy, and this is our first video.
Yes.
And we'll see where we grow from here. But I got tired of typing it all out on Facebook. I receive 1,000,001 questions in my inbox, so this is easier for me to do as opposed to doing a whole bunch of lives on Facebook that I really don't want to do anyway. And then this way we can, post whatever proof or evidence or scriptures that line up to what we're saying. We can add to it. So, spiritual questions, energy related, Bible related. I'm not debating the Bible because I know what I know. We can get into the history of it if you want to, but again, I know what I know. I done read most of the Bible, not most of the Bible, most of the books that were pulled out of the Bible. I done read the Bible. I done, followed the Bible's instructions of precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, so I understand the quote unquote Da Vinci Code of the Bible. So I ain't with the modern day pastors, which is nothing but modern day Sadducees and Pharisees. It's not my thing. I don't claim to know any and everything because I can't. I'm learning, and I'm 40. I'm still learning. I know a lot, but I also recognize there's a lot more that I need to learn. So if you want to help me on this journey as I help you on yours, again, you can either subscribe, send a question, ask a question, message, whatever. Or just say hi. I'll say hi back. Just be respectful, and I'll be respectful back. But understand, like attracts like, and I have no problem flip switching. I flip from ego to emotion to I'll cuss a nigga out. So, thanks again for joining. You have any questions?
Nope.
All right. Until next time. Bye.